What if I told you that making $500,000 a year still doesn't guarantee financial freedom? It sounds impossible, but it's happening to millions of people right now. Some of the highest paid professionals in the world are quietly living paycheck to paycheck, trapped by a lifestyle that grows faster than their wealth. Meanwhile, others earning a fraction of that income are building fortunes that last for generations. So what's the difference? It isn't luck, it isn't talent, and it definitely isn't just earning more money. There's a hidden pattern, a geometry of wealth, that quietly determines whether your income becomes freedom or a financial prison. And once you understand it, you'll never look at money, success, or your own future the same way again. Let's begin.
Consider the life of a specialized surgeon or a high-level software engineer. They command massive salaries and deep professional respect, which often creates a sense of financial invincibility. However, this income relies on a fragile economic model. Every dollar earned is tied to their physical presence and active labor. If they don't show up to the operating room or the office, the money stops immediately. This chart illustrates the mathematical limitation of trading time for money. Income tracks perfectly with hours worked until it hits this glowing ceiling. Because a day only contains 24 hours, the money stops, physically capped by the owner's own exhaustion. A high salary is just a heavier bucket. While it provides more water for immediate survival, it carries the same risk. The moment you stop carrying it, the flow of water ends. Standard career progression often triggers an automatic upgrade in lifestyle. A raise at work usually leads to a larger mortgage, a more expensive car, and a set of monthly bills that perfectly match the new paycheck. This move into higher pay also triggers a significant tax penalty. In most developed economies, the government extracts 35 to 50% of a high earner's income before they ever have the chance to spend or invest a single dollar. This cycle creates a hidden form of dependency. By upgrading a lifestyle to match a gross salary, an individual becomes an employee of the bank, trading future hours of labor just to maintain current debts. Climbing the corporate ladder without acquiring assets results in a more comfortable environment, but the underlying structure remains a cage built from high-interest obligations. An asset functions as a self-sustaining system. To see the difference, look at the labor required to cook a perfect burger versus the mechanics of a global fast food supply chain. The burger is a product. The chain is the machine that produces it. This diagram shows the logic of OPT, other people's time. When an owner manages 20 nodes instead of performing a single task, they multiply the hours available to them far beyond the physical 24-hour limit. Stepping into this role requires a shift in perspective. Instead of asking how to perform a task perfectly, an owner focuses on identifying who can be hired to operate the system reliably. By focusing on the connections between those nodes rather than the labor within them, you move from being a component in the machine to the architect who designs it. The economy operates under two distinct rulebooks regarding taxation. One set of laws governs those who trade time, and an entirely different set governs those who own assets. This flowchart shows the sequence of operations for both groups. Employees must pay taxes on their gross earnings before they spend anything. Asset owners, however, use their revenue for business growth and expenses first, only paying taxes on the small fraction that remains. High-tier investors like Warren Buffett utilize a strategy known as OPM, other people's money. They rarely use their own taxable income to acquire new assets. Instead, they use bank loans, cash provided by the bank's depositors, to buy income-generating businesses. Because borrowed debt is not legally classified as income, it isn't taxable. This allows the wealthy to build massive portfolios and fund their lifestyles while keeping their effective tax rates near zero. The tax code is structured this way as an incentive system. It is designed to reward the individuals who take capital risks and create jobs over those who simply collect a paycheck. Quitting a secure job without a functioning asset in place is often a path to financial ruin. Labor provides the stability needed to build a future. Your current salary is actually your initial venture capital. It pays for your basic needs while you spend your off hours learning the rules of ownership. The 14 hours you spend outside of work and sleep are the only time you have to create a system. This is the period where long-term wealth is actually constructed. The deployment of that spare time is the primary factor that separates economic classes, regardless of their starting salary or level of education. Direct. In financial terms, a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. Every car loan or credit card balance represents a portion of your life being rented out to make a lender rich. The path forward requires halting the purchase of liabilities and redirecting every spare dollar into microassets. These systems require intense upfront effort, but eventually produce income without ongoing labor. These assets can take many forms: a digital course, automated online content, or a portfolio of dividend-paying stocks. Once established, they operate independently of your physical time. Working hard at a job maintains your current status. Directing that same energy into building a system creates the infrastructure necessary to eventually decouple your income from your time.